Most people see Better Call Saul as a lawyer show, but what if I told you that it's the perfect blueprint to learning business and what it means to own your own business? So while Better Call Saul is a lawyer show, if you stop and break down the scenes, you can see that there's a lot of aspects that go into a business happening in most of the scenes of the show. Jimmy McGill is one of the best salesmen I've ever seen on a piece of media. He doesn't really just sell lawyer services. Whatever he's doing in the show, he's always selling himself. So in the show during the Sandpiper case, Jimmy has a lot of elderly clients, and he connects emotionally with these elderly clients. He speaks their language and he does things to earn their trust before ever really talking about business. And this is a very good sales tactic that many master salesmen use. They kind of figure out what you like and kind of connect with that before they even talk about business. So one of the Sandpiper clients that Jimmy has is a sweet old woman named Irene. And Irene is a mall walker, and a mall walker is like a grandma who just like walks around a mall just to like do as an exercise. So Jimmy deviates this plan to conveniently, quote unquote, run into Irene at the mall as a mall walker. And by doing this, he kind of shows Irene that they have a shared interest. So what Jimmy is signaling to Irene when he kind of shows like a shared interest, he's saying, "Oh, you're just like me. We're very similar. You can trust me. I'm a person you can trust, and I'm a person you can do business with because I'm just like you. I'm a mall walker just like you, and we do a lot of the same things." It's a lot easier to gain someone's trust when you have things in common because it makes it easier to talk about really anything when you have something in common. Because when people see things in common with you, they see kind of themselves, and they see themselves as a trusted person, so they're going to see you as a trusted person too. So another topic that's huge in Better Call Saul is the name of Saul, Saul Goodman. That's branding. That's a strategy that Saul uses in or Jimmy uses in the show to get his name out there for his firm. Saul Goodman. It's all good, man. That's branding right there. And with his branding name, he has commercials with this, with bright colors and lots of big exclamations on the commercials with big claims. So what Saul's doing here in a business sense is he's trying to stand out from the competition. So with most law firms and like commercials and branding, it's pretty boring and very straightforward and not bubbly and bright like Saul's approach and not like down to earth and personable. But with Saul's approach, he uses a very untraditional approach. He has quick cuts, flashes, big, bold letters, and lots of noise. You can kind of see like the branding that Jimmy is kind of going for, right? He's not like this big professional lawyer who only takes these big money clients. He's a lawyer for the people and actually wants to help the common person out. I mean, we literally see his boss from Davis and Maine trying to fire him and get mad at him for making um his commercials for Davis and Maine stand out more than the competitors that they face. So another big business idea that Better Call Saul showcases is networking and relationships and how far that will take you throughout your career and in business. So we see many examples of networking throughout the show. We see Chuck and Jimmy's relationship. Um, we see Kim and Jimmy's relationship, and we even see relationships like Mike and Jimmy, who you may not think would be like the traditional standard helpful networking relationship, but actually tends to be one of Jimmy's biggest assets to him Mike in the show and what Mike does for Jimmy. So I want to talk about Mike and Jimmy's relationship more. So if you think about it, everything that came from Mike and Jimmy, that all started at a parking lot with Mike working as a meter maid and Saul just trying to park his car. And you see this happen in businesses all the time. Partners meeting at common places like college, restaurants, bars, even. I mean, you can meet, you never really know who you're meeting anywhere. So you can really network anywhere you can, and there can be some great things out of it. Another thing they showcase in the show is kind of how you should act in an interview and what your answers should be. And this applies to both sides. Being the hirer or the employer, it kind of shows what you should look for, and it also being the person being interviewed, it kind of showcases that too with some scenes in the show. So on the employer side of that, we see Saul and Kim for their new firm hiring people, right? And one of the applicants is actually Francesca Liddy in Breaking Bad. And we see kind of what the interview process looks like being a business owner. So let's break this scene down with Saul and Kim interviewing Francesca. So Saul starts off the interview asking a great question as an employer. He asked a very specific question about her old job at the DMV. I forgot what he says. It's like, why did they change the name of the DMV from this to this in New Mexico but not the other states? And Francesca, what she does is she answers the question down to a T. So what this shows Saul and Kim, this shows them that she actually cares about her job and she wants to be informed about what's going on with her job and like the media around that. So it's a very good answer as an employee and a very good question to ask as an employer. So the next question Saul asks is another great question to ask as an employer, and that is determining relevant experience. So Saul keeps it pretty simple, right? They work with old folks a lot, right? So he's pretty straightforward. He says, "How are you with old folks?" to Francesca.
What about old folks?
And Francesca responds with a very relatable and very good answer that Saul loves.
You get your fair share of them?
Oh, lots of elderly drivers. After 75, they need to take their test again. So if they don't pass, you have to explain to them why their license isn't being renewed, which is...
So this answer is so good because it shows Saul that she actually knows how to communicate with old people and how to kind of treat them at a job. And it's also such a relatable thing that happens with so many people with old people that makes Saul realize that, oh, this is a person who has dealt with old people a lot and is very good with them. So I could go on for like 20 more minutes breaking down all these questions in this interview, but I'm not due to time. But I just wanted to break these two questions down because I really think they're the most important questions to ask as an employer when trying to find employees. Figure out how passionate somebody is about their work outside of the actual scheduled hours of the job, and finding out how what their experience can bring to the job and seeing if they can even do the job at all. Those are definitely the biggest two important things to ask as an employer, because all the soft skills like organization, communication, the person who you hired who may not have that for the role, they're going to pick that up pretty quick because they're willing to learn and they want to be there and they have the experience to be there, but they're just not adjusted yet. So I just wanted to go over those two questions today. So this is why I love Better Call Saul so much. It's because it has such a good story and has such good scenes in it that keep you on the edge of your seat. But also you can appreciate that it's actually trying to teach you something, and there are many concepts you can use in the show to learn from it and be better in your everyday life. So I could turn this into a 3-hour video dissecting every single scene in Better Call Saul, because honestly every single scene probably has some sort of business roots in there, but I just thought that these were the biggest aspects of business that the show showcases. At least in my opinion, like I think these are the biggest things in business that will take you the farthest. Um, so yeah. But anyway, thank you all for watching this video. Have a great rest of your day. And go watch Better Call Saul if you haven't, because it is some of the best TV I've ever watched. And maybe I'm a little biased, but I don't care. It's really good. Go watch it if you haven't. See you guys later. Deuces.